Hey everybody, welcome to Ryan's Gay Chicago. It is March 23rd, 2026. We had per usual, a pretty crazy set of Harvey city meetings. So we're going to just review those tonight. So, hey JMS, so welcome. We're going over the city meetings. Okay, guys, sorry, just give me a chance to pull this up. That is hilarious. Hi, guys. Hi, Idol. Oh, my goodness, Scorpio. Idol, thank you. That's a very nice compliment. And oh, my gosh. How am I your idol? All right, let's open this YouTube. I do want to finish the video that... the expose that On the Q did, but we'll finish it another time. Oops, not that. That's my live. My live right now. Oh, here we go. All right, so we started off with the Finance Committee meeting. Hey, Beth. Thank you for stopping by the meeting too, Beth. That was good. When I came in, they had started late, and they were just chit-chatting. Like you can't even hear them. They don't use their mics. It's just, again, it's just horrible. Like they don't really say much. They don't really answer any questions at all. It's pretty boring until we get to the question part. Thank you, Scorpio. That's very sweet of you. Hey, Ray. Let me try to fast forward a little bit.
Once again, Mr. Michael, this is not this says in water is $298,242. Is that a monthly or is that quarterly? $290,000.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
No one used mics. It was really hard to hear. What did he say about that? Was it quarterly or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I missed that.
Mr. Rogers, Michael Cronin, 6th Ward.
Yes, sir.
Question for you is, with that $3.7 million that's being advocated for the Broadway project, what comes next? And how much of that Broadway project, how long will it take to do that Broadway project? Has it been scoped out yet?
I'm doing well, Ray. We're just reviewing the city meetings that I hosted tonight.
Michael, this is not a question and answer. Fortunately, I do have some of the answers. The $3.7 million that you're speaking in terms of was grant.
We know those.
You know that, okay. For number one, it didn't come out of our general fund. For number two, the engineering group, Arturo group, they would have the timelines. And the
Thank you. Yeah, we're just reviewing it. I already covered it just a bit ago.
Information has been given to the city council.
So basically, spoiler alert,
I'm almost certain that it will be.
Tyrone, scandal-ridden head of the Finance Committee meeting. Hi there. Hey, Chihuahua. Sorry, I saw you sent me a message, but I was already live. I didn't get to check on it. Spoiler alert, he doesn't really answer any questions about money. Those heads of the Finance Committee. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, he doesn't really answer anything. And that gentleman, Kevin, he had a great idea. He said, how about we do a young squire? Me? He said, how about we do a co-op grocery store? I want to do that. That's on my list. I've been wanting to do that for years. So I talked to him after the meeting. Well, of course, Tyrone 6 ward alderman and chair of the finance committee wasn't helpful at all. And he just like blabbered and said a whole bunch of stuff that meant nothing.
That individual an opportunity.
I can't listen to it again because he says nothing.
I looked it up, it was Mr. Lewis Williams' name, so I just want to be clear, is Mr. Williams an employee or is he contracted?
And this is Miss Amanda, my neighbor. She had a great question. So she asked, is the very, very highly paid, I think I was told his monthly contract with the city is like $20,000 a month or something, Comptroller Lewis Williams. And she said, was he an employee or a contractor?
I'm just trying to understand, and I also want to make sure we're not double dipping as a city that.
Yeah, because she's like, why would you be both? And then Tyrone said he was just a contractor. But I bet you if we look up his salary in the state, in site, we could probably find it. Hey, Alan, what's up, buddy? Oh, I was going to say, where are you from? I see it says Seattle, Tacoma. You live near SeaTac? Let's take a little look-see, shall we? Let's look up. I'll say look up Illinois government employee salaries. Okay, no, I don't want state employees though. Unless this would cover that? I don't think it would. But let's see. Ben one. Hi, Ben one. Let's take a look. See, we'll do Lewis, although that's kind of a common name, Williams. Okay, now I thought there was a way you could look it up. Illinois, wait. Maybe I'll just put in his name. Lewis Williams, Harvey City Comptroller. If I can spell it. Salary. Oh, here. What about openthebooks.com? That should have it. But yes, much love to my peeps. We're just trying to keep these peeps accountable, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's do towns. Wait, can't I just search up at the top? Hold on. This is gonna take forever. Search. Where's the search function? Oh, Illinois. Okay, there we go. Cities. Okay, sorry, I was already there. City of Harvey. Darius Williams, Mary Williams. Where's Lewis Williams? Let's do pro publica city employee salaries lookup. Oh, okay. ProPublica only does, it's not municipal city employees. Okay. Let's try Illinois city employee salary lookup. Oh, no, this is, you can look up Illinois city employee salaries. Okay. I'll try this again. Let's try this again, shall we? Like, for instance, if we did Chris Clark. Okay, weird. I thought this was supposed to cover that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This is taking too much time. Never mind. Thought that would be easier. Moving on. So he said he was a contractor. We'll have to look.
Actually, the city of Harvey is doing everything possibly within its power right now to try to pull us out of this hole.
Really? The city of Harvey's doing everything within its power? Well, you need to step it up, buddy, because it's looking pretty nasty. Hi, Chris.
Fortunately, 10 years. Once that 10-year tenure has expired.
But anyway.
Kevin, give me a minute. Anybody else got a statement?
And you know he was not looking at me or not looking for me. So it was kind of, oh, shout out to Derek Bryant. He was putting some pressure on Tyrone too.
That's coming into your lobby. 501c4. I hold the 501c4. The problem is you go straight when you mention Harvey.
Okay.
The G.
And I'm just gonna skip to my comment.
When they had the back problems,
One of these event problems. I strongly.
I don't want to take the. You get paid.
I suggest strongly that.
Oh, good. And you're gonna hear me really well because I'm right in the mic, obviously. Hi, Kaylee. Kaylee, you're in Ireland? Okay.
To start the city council meeting, sorry, not to be rude, but I know you guys can't see my.
Let him have it, Brian.
So I have a suggestion, since you guys are the finance committee, to bring back our essential workers, since we do not have adequate fire and police staffing in the city of Harvey. I would suggest maybe giving up some of your salaries. That is an idea in order to bring back our essential workers, because I can fire trucks riding by my house. We have all these fires that we're still not told about. So that's just a real practical idea. Why don't you take the cuts in your salary, since you say you love Harvey so much, and rehire some of our essential workers? My other concerns are just in general. We come here every finance committee meeting, every city council meeting. No questions are answered. No questions are answered. You even run the clock before, like we almost did today, so that I couldn't ask questions. So why are we doing this BS? You get paid. You get paid no matter what you do. And I have your 6th Ward residents coming to me, Mr. Rogers, constantly complaining, saying the ward looks like crap and he doesn't do anything. But you still get paid, and we pay your salary. And we don't even have firefighters or police. This is not okay. That is not acceptable. My other concern is nepotism. You should be speaking out again. Excuse me. You should be speaking out. Your wife.
Yeah. And then people are schmoozing literally while I'm making the comment. This clown
Is now the clerk. How is that not a conflict of interest? She's going to be overseeing the elections for Harvey next year, including the election for your seat. How is that not nepotism? How is that not a conflict of interest? Anything you guys are telling us about money is not backed up by paper. So are you going to at some point show us where the money is? We don't know anything that you're saying is actually true. So those are just a few of the concerns that I had. Oh, and then people you were talking about how you were a school board, but you failed to mention that we had to pay $400,000 because you were sued because of
not happy right now. He's not happy. He's just staring at me. But it needs to be said. It needs to be said.
Superintendent asked for a forensic audit. Instead, the suit alleged that you called her.
Wait. I'm gonna turn around so you guys can see. Hold on. Fluffy Thunder. How cool of a name is that? I love it. Oh, Kaylee left. I'm sorry, guys. Here, I'm gonna turn this around though. And how can I do this so you all can see? I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. There's the puppy. Say hi to puppy. You know what I'll have to do is get my little one. Let me get my little one. You know what? I could do this and you're literally sitting in my lap. How about that? My TikTokers, you're going to sit in my lap. But at least that way you can see everything I can see. Now look at this guy. He won't even look at me. This is Tyrone Rogers. Spread his shame. He's horrible.
And you threatened to give her an ass whooping, quote unquote. So
he is not happy, and it's true.
I think the residents should know that, Mr. Rogers. But basically, nothing ever seems to get done here. That's my main concern, and we don't get told where any of our money is going. But you certainly do get paid, Mr. Rogers. No answer.
No answers. He could be, because he knows he's being filmed. He's blown up before, so he was barely in control of that.
Once again, thank everybody for coming out. I greatly appreciate it. So nice to see y'all.
So nice to see you all. Like you just went to Sunday church. You know what a joke. All right, then we go to this regular city council meeting.
Thank you for the correction. Okay, the minutes, approval for the minutes for March 29th. We are seeking a motion to approve those minutes. March 9th, 2026.
We have a motion by the third and second sentence.
Any discussion? Please vote. We'll come to you.
Oh, they were having problems with the overpriced pads that they have to use to vote. They can just do a freaking voice vote. Send back those stupid TVs and those expensive pads. Talk about a huge waste of public money. It's stupid.
For the approval of
Point of order to amend the March 23rd, 2026 bills list to approve only essential expenditures, specifically those related to public safety, including police and fire operations and 911 dispatch services. water and sewer operations, including pump upgrades, leak detection, and system maintenance, utilities, including common and NICOR, public works and sanitation, including refuse and infrastructure maintenance, contractual and legally required obligations, including demolition services and insurance, and payroll
Very
related
reasonable.
obligations, and to defer all other administrative, consulting, software subscription, and discretionary, non-essential expenditures pending further review and itemization by this council.
Is there a second?
Yeah. Hi, Christopher.
Okay,
And I clapped a little bit. All she said, that was the alderwoman for the second ward. So she's my alderwoman, Colby. She just said, okay, I want to propose a bill or an amendment or whatever you call it that says we all need to be paying what's absolutely essential. Because you all are saying we're broke. They laid off half the city staff. We don't have adequate fire and police. So why aren't we just spending essential spending? And of course, I'm glad she brought it up. It was beautiful. And unfortunately, to their shame, the majority voted it down. I'm not surprised.
okay, please vote.
Christopher, welcome to some American meetings.
Alderman Rogers, Chairman Rogers. We have
Wow, they
Oh, we had 2 yeses. Everybody else voted no. Shame on them.
no.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, did the mayor vote? No, she voted.
Wow, they voted.
Going on, opportunity to address a lot of questions from the great residents in the city, and we had an opportunity
And he's a big fat liar. They didn't answer any questions.
to examine this bill as extremely thorough.
No, you didn't.
And we made,
She said, no, you
we
didn't.
made the recommendation that we want to pass this up for approval to the rest of the council.
Is there a second? There's a motion and we,
Motion by the third.
right, and
We didn't have something to review, so I went through the crowd and I shared the bills list. And the lack of explanation, we have a charge from
They just had a financial committee meeting. Couldn't even share the bills list with the public. Like WTF. Obviously, they're hiding stuff. We know this.
Terror Group at $43,000 for lead line replacement.
Oh.
We've seen very
Why are we paying
increasingly
that
high
then?
numbers by this particular engineering firm.
It's like a little.
And so at that 43,000 rate, I understand that things do cost, especially for the lead line, that we are governed by, so the audience, residents are aware by Illinois state statutes to replace. So we must replace the
Right.
lead lines.
So they're
I'm
talking
just
about.
trying to understand at the rate of $43,000, what exactly has been completed?
Mhm.
Sure, sir.
So she's talking about replacing the lead line, service lines, water lines, and replacing them with copper, which is great. But her point is well taken. If the project's being paid for by federal grants, why are we paying our city consultants to do it? We just didn't quite understand what they're being paid to do.
Yeah.
Because the consultants don't actually do the work of removing the lead and replacing it with copper. So why are they making so much money?
Group deals with our grants, and there is a grant, and this grant is the process of going into the homes and getting information on the residents to see who needs the lead pipe reimbursement. So this is all grant money, this is not.
Really? Show us the paperwork, Shirley. I don't buy it, honey.
Express their opinion, they don't get no reply or no anything.
They sure don't.
And then it's like, okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and vote on it. It's like, you're gonna listen to what they said, I ain't gonna answer the question. We're gonna
Right.
vote.
That was a valid point by Tracy. Like, we never get our questions answered.
Yeah, but I will be more than willing to allow Alderman Rogers to speak on why he chooses to have it included. Council.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And then they had, I'm not even going to share all that. They had a little spat going back and forth. Good points, though, where they were saying, why do you keep calling these finance committee meetings for the same night as the city council? Like literally right before city council. Hey, Zach, what's up, buddy? I'm doing one of my jobs, which is covering local politics. feel free to join. I know it's thrilling. Yeah, so there was really no answer to that. Shirley was just like, oh, well, first come, first serve. And that's stupid. You know, you can't schedule a committee meeting for things that are going to be voted on at city council the same night, because then people don't have time to get their questions in and get them answered.
First of all, the day of the meeting was selected.
And these are on here for $49,425. Axiom Construction Services, is that them?
Oh, and Colby really nailed it with this one. Okay, so she said, why is the city paying $25,000 to former Mayor Clark's mother for demolition of that house on Loomis? Who did the demo? The comptroller says he didn't know. How do you not know? We pay you thousands and thousands of dollars every month to know this stuff. You're here for a city council meeting and for a finance committee meeting. How are you not going to know? But listen to him. Listen to this joke.
This is a brand new day, so you want to make your committee at a particular time, put your schedule in, and we'll accommodate. We will.
Here, Department 126, Building and Insurance 01-126
Listen to this.
5076, outside services, Melanie J. Whitaker, reimbursed demolition cost $25,000. What exactly is that?
Mr. Williams, would you care to explain?
The resolution passed, reimbursement there, but demolition cost was passed.
So, could we provide some detail? So, and understood that this, I do recall, this is actually my ward, right, all Leslie's home.
Right.
So we are now reimbursing her mother for what?
Family, yes.
Do we have anything detailed? I understand this is a touchy topic, but I'd be remiss not to ask, as I'm being allowed the two questions. And I'm looking at price points that are increasingly high. So, in this regard, did we share anything or provide any detail that showed that we expended $25,000 on the demolition of that home on Green Street?
We received the bill, we reimbursed the resolution. Well, I just reimbursed just come along. Congress is very powerful.
The hugely overpaid comptroller says, well, I didn't reimburse it just because I wanted to. That is not answering the alderwoman's question, Lewis Williams. You know he knows where the bodies are buried, and he's not telling, and it's not right.
I did vote no on that. Actually, did we reimburse? Absolutely, and that's why I'm asking about the details.
Right, and he said that they,
Right.
they submitted the receipts, we have the receipts, you can point at the receipts, and that will go from there.
Why should we have to FOIA it, Shirley? Share it public with everybody.
You're not certain. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that dude makes way too much money every month. What did they say? At least $20,000 a month. To not be certain about where money's going, get the out of here.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Do you know how many vendors we have?
Yeah.
Is it the same? These are on here for $49,425. Axiom Construction Services, is that them? Is that
What are these questions?
That's just another demolition company? So it's Axiom and Axiom,
Is.
the one here listed. So just a point of reference, and I don't intend to detail this on the council floor, but if I'd like to share with you, Comptroller Williams, we have to detail this in the correct manner, because then these types of questions won't arise. I'm just getting versus agenda.
We have, now wait a minute, guys.
I'm sorry.
We all gotta come down there. It's very difficult to conduct the meeting when we have people in the background yelling.
Oh, Shirley, whatever.
Was this planning something and had it prepared? Yes, we can vote no, okay. Motion, yes. I am so sorry about that. If you could please come, Maurice, to the front. This will, we're not.
All right, and then again, just for time's sake, this gentleman comes up and he says, oh, we're making this presentation, or we want to do a presentation to put like a solar panel farm in the 5th Ward on city-owned property. And, it's going to be a great deal. And some of the residents can even get a discount on their electricity. Okay, could be a good deal. It might not be. I don't trust these political leaders at all. So I'm very suspicious. I want to see all the information and make sure that there's no conflict of interest or any scandal going on. But anyway, that's basically what his presentation was about. And then we got into public comment. First public comment was LaRoyce and Nate Field Sr. were talking about how they did the city cleanups in the past before the mayor started threatening to arrest them and ticket them, the former mayor Clark. So I'm hoping that as we keep pushing, we can get these nice things being done again by volunteers without threats of tickets, fines, and arrests. Then the young lady that came afterwards, she had some good comments. I need to reach out to her.
To the residents as well. I'm here to address the hazardous conditions in our.
What was her name again?
I am Ms. Teresa Guest, I'm in the 6th Ward.
Sharitha? I forget. Sharitha, I need to touch base with her.
The title is Pardon My Mess, Lending a Helping Hand. Good evening, Mayor Lewinsky, members of the council, and to the residents as well. I'm here to address the hazardous conditions in our community. I've come to a conclusion that this isn't just about fly numbers, it's our own neighbors trying to comply with codes and regulations, but caught in a web with garbage that sits abandoned. The conflict. Most residents throw away old commodities, unaware that procedures to that have for all of our.
Stuff, we still have.
Yeah, she had some good comments for sure.
Garbage in the cities, we still have garbage in the wards, still stuff that needs to be picked up.
Great job, Michael. And basically, the big point that I noted that he went home, in addition to, streets looking bad, garbage and everything, is he just said that Metro fence by the Sibley station still needs to be fixed, and no one in the city is concerned about it, which I agree that's an issue. Then Miss Cheryl comes up.
The position of city clerk was on the agenda, and that position was filled by an appointment. I was totally surprised with this, and I'm sure many others were too. I had many questions, but that's not why I'm speaking tonight. According to the city's own municipal code ordinance, 2-96, familial, can't say the word right now, employment, and 2.93, ethics. The definition for familial employment states that any family member, spouse, husband, sister, brother, or cousin, etc. Since the appointed clerk is married to the only person from the 6th Ward, this makes the appointment of Janet Rogers illegal.
Absolutely.
Further clarification under policy 2-96-30, the city retains the right to refuse to appoint, hire.
So she's right. Can you believe it? Can you believe they did that? Yeah, they appointed the wife of the scandal-ridden, allegedly, the Tyrone Rogers, who you saw answers no questions as head of the finance committee. They appointed his wife to be interim clerk. Like, dude, you're literally married. You're overseeing money, sensitive documents. Like, it's a conflict of interest, and it's also nepotism.
Division.
Amanda Askew, followed by the bids and proposal site of the city of Harvey. If this was a bid or proposal that went out, and maybe this was the one.
And we had Amanda.
Secondly, in the words that he mentioned, discuss a feasibility study. And in that feasibility study, there is a possibility that we may not be affected in the project. I just think that that's something that should have been discussed prior to them coming to do this presentation, just because it seems like it's a waste of time. Like if Conway or the feasibility study says we're not a good fit, then it doesn't move forward, it doesn't go past that. So that's something that should have been addressed prior to coming in. And also, Mr. Lewinsky did mention that April 13th would be the meeting that you will vote on after the presentation. The concern with that is that the presentation will be held during the city council meeting. My suggestion would be a separate public community hearing, so all the residents can get all their questions out,
Right.
flesh out any ideas
Exactly.
that, or comments or concerns in a space that is not rushed or trying to bulldoze something through. It just will be more efficient. And lastly is to the Economic Development Committee, Alderman Smith, I did send you an email last year, and I didn't get a response, but I did send you an email today. So I'm hoping to hear from you as far as when is the next Economic Development Committee meeting, since there were a lot of comments intertwined with the Finance Committee. Thank you.
Really good. She made a lot of great points there. And now is my turn. Yay.
Everybody. My name is Ryan. I just had a few suggestions for city council because some people seem to find it fun to say that I only complain and don't have any solutions. I bring solutions every day. The question is, are you going to implement them? So my first is, why don't you give up some of your salaries so we can bring back our fire employees? Because I don't know about you all, but I don't feel safe.
Oh, hey, Chawamba. Yes, this is me giving the second of 2 public comments tonight. This is at our city council meeting. So listen to, I'm glad you saw this, Strava. Yeah, listen to how, listen to the things that I have to call out because they're so horrible.
I hear those fire trucks going by my house all the time. And we don't even get told about the fires that happen. I have to talk to other neighbors or they message me to say, oh, did you know there's a fire? Did you know there was a fire? But you all are still getting your full salaries. Why don't you take some hit? You know, if the city is in such a crisis as you say, then why don't you, show us that you care? You say you care about Harvey, but I'm not seeing it. For the financial statements, you guys still aren't opening up the books. You're not showing us. And there's no excuse, Shirley. I know you had said in the meeting, we can't do that. We can't. Why can't you do that? That would be like a bank saying, oh, we don't keep track of our money. That is a basic thing for a municipality. This is not a private company of Tyrone Rogers or Shirley Durinsky. This is a public city. You take all of our funds. We pay our taxes to you. We're entrusting you. The least you can do is to tell us where it's going. All these companies are not going to want to come to Harvey to be extorted and harassed and fined, so we need to reduce all the fines and fees, stop punishing these businesses unnecessarily. All these empty properties that the city owns, put them up for sale and prioritize Harvey contractors and residents. Having eyes on things when buildings are occupied helps. Cameras, these block safety cameras, cancel that contract. They're being used by ICE, they're being used by out-of-state police to track women who are coming to Illinois for abortions. Oak Park and Evanston have canceled their contracts because of resident outrage. And you say, oh, we got a grant for it. Yeah, but you don't show receipts. So what, are we supposed to just believe you for everything?
Yeah.
I mean, I get more truth out of a 2-year-old than this city council. All you have are excuses, you don't answer questions. Jim Rogers, as the last speaker said, that's clearly not true. It's nothing personal against Ms. Rogers, but maybe it's not right. Like a 5-year-old could see that. She presided over the huge chicken wing scandal in District 152, and her husband, when she was also on the board, he had to pay $400,000 in a lawsuit because the superintendent asked for a forensic audit. That sounds familiar. And he quote unquote called her and said, "You're due for an asking," or something, something to that effect. So Google it. I'm not making it up. It's a court case. It's done. We already paid for it. Also,
right. So that's not defamation. It ain't defamation if it's the truth, peeps. Come on now. He actually did that.
I don't understand the whole thing with Rose. Again, something personal, but why would someone resign from an elected position and then you would appoint her to a position? She was already elected to do a job, and she said she couldn't. So I don't know what you all are doing, but it's messed up.
Right. Tell them, baby. And even Miss Norma, she actually did a decent job. What did I note for her comments? She said, potholes need to be fixed. The politicians don't do well, vote them out. Now, so I'm glad, although I am concerned about her because, when I was running for the 152 school board and would go to the meetings and speak out against the waste and corruption there, she actually spoke out a few times, and then to me personally, like against what I was saying. And she's the head of the teachers union. I'm like, I have never seen a teacher be against a community member who's calling, for things to support the teachers or the parents and the staff. So I'm not quite sure, what is up with that, but tonight your comments are pretty good. But in the interest of time,
The website and things like that, so I was not able to compile my report.
the treasurer did give her report. She said the signatory bill was not what she was expecting. She did give condolences because Dr. Bradley passed away. He was on a lot of boards in Harvey. Let's see. Okay. And then Shirley responds a little bit to some of the complaints. Let's see.
Any question or debate about the alderman?
Yes.
You please direct it to me.
Wait.
We're working on it. All right, could you submit that guideline with your ideas? Then you go to approval for ordinances and resolutions. There is no old business, so their first ward alderman and then administrative. Now I want to explain something
Here she says.
before we do this. And
It doesn't
I want
explain it
everyone to
really, but she's
understand
trying to give an
that
excuse.
as a mayor and as the alderman of that first ward, I do have high regards for Rosa Arevalo. She has been with me
Okay.
since the beginning when I first started running for office, which many of you have known from September of 2010, when I acknowledged my candidacy to run. With that being said, she has been the ward translator for me since the beginning. She has gone on ward tours. I have contacted my volunteer list who comes out to many of our events.
Yeah, so she said a whole bunch of BS, basically saying, "Oh, I talked to residents and they think Rosa would be great." That's not the point, Shirley. You got to follow these procedures for a reason. Like you can't. The lady literally resigned, I believe, improperly and illegally, allegedly, from her from her position as elected city clerk. And now you're appointing her and she wants to be appointed as interim alderman? Like, what the hell? She was already elected to do a job. You can't just say, oops, sorry, I don't want to do my elected job, but now I want to be appointed to something else. Doesn't make any sense, man. So then Colby made some remarks basically agreeing with that, like, hey, we need to follow procedures here. Shirley said again, I can't think of a better person for the job, which is insulting because there were several people from the first ward who would have been better for that job in the room. Rosa says, let's see, she did respond. Oh, okay. They signed her in. They swore her in. Now, the irony of this, Rosa never showed up to meetings for like the word OMG. Rosa was not showing up for meetings like for months upon months. She's getting paid as an elected clerk. And then now, after she resigns, which, like I said, I don't even think it was done properly or legally, allegedly, she brings her family and neighbors to celebrate being appointed as interim alderwoman? Girl, you were not around. Where have you been? Where the HELL hockey sticks have you been, girl? You work for my safety? Oh, yeah, Schwab. Oh, sweetheart, I've been in this for a few years now. This is just a little bit. And that's how you got to deal with these bullies, though, Chihuahua. Otherwise, they'll come. Your silence will not protect you. They'll get you eventually. Silence might buy you a little time, but it will never protect you. You got to fight these bastards. But yeah, it's just the whole thing is just ridiculous. It's like it doesn't make any sense. So she did make some sort of a statement.
Tell her, at the time of my resignation, I was dealing with very personal family matters. Out of respect for my family's privacy, I chose.
Oh, sorry. And this was the vote to appoint her as interim alderwoman. So thank God Tracy and Colby voted no, but Delaney, Dominique, and Tyrone voted yes. Idiots.
Not to go into details publicly, but I am open to addressing any concerns privately. Today, I stand ready and fully committed to serving the city. My dedication to the city has never wavered. As I accept this position as the first.
Thankfully, most people did not clap for her. I was glad to see, you know. Again, it's just, they just make up their own freaking words. Those AC vents looking a little moldy. Yeah, they don't freaking take care of anything for the city. Hi, Aaron. But yeah, they all them and their buddies, they make big money off our tax dollars. It's infuriating.
Board alderperson, I would like to express my appreciation to the mayor and the city council for allowing me to join and make decisions for our city.
Yeah, anyway, that's done with that. Then they go and talk about the signatory ordinance.
And just for the record, can you just give me one moment? I would like to pull up that resolution number as reference. I also, council, sent everyone an email regarding this, the entirety of the council. But that particular resolution that I'm referring to that notates Aisha Pickett, not to mention, Ms. Pickett is the illegal, one of 6 in the entire.
To your question.
This is regarding my question. The reason being that I'd like the mayor, you, as well as Aisha Pickett, the treasurer, is Ms. Pickett is the certified Illinois municipal treasurer, the only one of 6 in the state. So I believe that her financial oversight is much needed and further regarded. That resolution that was passed unanimously by the council was resolution number 2895 in 2019. Thank you.
Thank you. And before we go into that, as we previously discussed, as we had this conversation, but I'm gonna echo something else.
So anyway, Colby was proposing an amendment saying, hey guys, guess what? Imagine this. Instead of saying, actually, I can show you guys on here. I can't show my YouTubers as much at the same time, but I'll read it to you, YouTubers. So she said that this current bill is saying, okay, basically who signs the checks, who pays the bills, who can pay out city money, right? Hey, Overkiller, what's up? So in the bill proposed tonight, or the ordinance proposed tonight, or the resolution, whatever, the primary people that sign the checks for the city are the mayor, then the admin, the clerk, and then the treasurer. Colby's saying it should be the mayor and the treasurer. That's it. The treasurer can only pay the bills, can only sign the checks if the clerk is absent. Well, what the hell? Why do you have why did we elect a treasurer? Treasurer, money. They handle money. Why the F do you have a clerk signing all of our checks? It doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, so Colby said, no, the treasurer should be primary. The clerk should not be the primary person that signs the city checks. And of course, they just appointed one of the most notoriously corrupt politicians in Harvey history, Janet Rogers, to be in the clerk position. Administrator role is a backup if the mayor's absent. Same. Okay, all right. I still don't like that though. Signature requirement, 2 required. No, not just 2. I agree with Colby. It should be mayor and treasurer. The chain is unclear. She wanted to clarify it. Mayor, then the treasurer, then the clerk as the last resort. Oversight, not really clear. Prior practice restores the 2019 practice. So primary authority with the treasurer, continuity with the clerk, accountability for residents. I love it. I love it. I think it was great. What was this? Oh, these were some of the bills that she was sharing, the bills, which were ridiculous. But anyway, that's all she proposed. And basically what you need to know is, and then Shirley was like fighting it. And she didn't even want to let them vote on that amended resolution as far as who signs the checks. And they did. And of course, once they did, let me see if we can get to the actual vote. Once they did, of course, not enough people voted for Colby's resolution.
Yes. It's going to bother me.
There we go. Was that it? No. I wanted to go to the first vote first. What was the first vote?
the clerk will be her backup. Now,
No. Can't Rogers?
that is, that's what it always are. But wait a minute.
Because Shirley says the clerk should be her backup. Clerk, treasurer. Clerk does paperwork. Treasurer does the money. Again, this is not rocket science, guys.
We're in the middle of the vote, so we're not gonna go over this. And I said that I will not have the comptroller, a person responsible. I know, but when we talked about it the other day, and I explained to you my reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said,
I'm
we
sorry.
are in the middle of a vote. The amendment cannot change.
Oh, what?
You can vote yes, or you can vote no, or you can abstain. Thank you.
Point of information, Mayor.
Yes.
So I would like to bring you back to when we just completed the approval of the bills list. And prior to the approval of the bills list, I made a motion to amend the same order in which I detailed on 9B2. I used the same entire process. I made a motion to amend.
Oh,
prior
yeah,
to
that's what she was
calling
arguing
out.
for, but she didn't even want to allow the vote.
Yeah.
Can you go away?
She followed the
A
procedure.
whole bunch of arguing. Eventually, they did allow it.
Have a great day.
And the guy Shirley was talking to, that's the city lawyer that we gets way overpaid, by the way.
Her stop. Make Delaney stop.
So if you ain't.
So I'm gonna, and let going for resolution to, and you say,
Yes. Point of order.
yes.
Email that happened to.
We don't need to listen to all.
I vote.
That is correct.
Okay, so I
And
just.
I also sent the email to the council.
Yes, going for this was a go. With that being said, notification as the previous speaker. Okay, we can consider, it. We need to know notification. You said we respond, you can have it to the, if you are, can you make the amendment, Madam Clerk?
Amend item 9B.
Is there a second?
There we go. I want to see how they voted because I forgot.
Second.
Come on, guys. Do the right thing. Do the right
Like,
thing.
do the right thing, and of course, I knew that they weren't going to, but it's always so fun.
Only person on the first word.
The appointed interim alderwoman for the first word says no. So it was 4-2. Right? Yeah. Delaney voted no. Rogers voted no. Randall L. no. Tracy and Colby voted yes. Okay. But it's interesting though that Rosa she also said no. And then it's funny because then when they vote on the version that allows the clerk to sign all the checks, the city checks, which is crazy. Then for this vote, Rosa, for the first word, she says, "Oh, I'm gonna abstain because I don't know enough about it." Girl, how are you not gonna know enough about that? So you're gonna abstain, but then the one that you heard about just a few moments ago, you voted on because you wanted to vote no. Anyway, it's just like so freaking ridiculous. They crazy.
So it is a.
So anyway, that's done. That was done. Then let me summarize this aldermanic cleanup, y'all, because it's 10:55 and I'm getting tired. Tyrone says, I paid people to clean up piles of garbage or whatever. Like, as in we should applaud for that. Okay. Dominique was defending the solar project because who knows, he might be allegedly getting money from it because it's supposed to involve land in his ward. Delaney rips into me, tries because there's someone who does serial filings of FOIA requests, overwhelming the city with FOIA requests. Again, Ms. Smith, why don't you just make sure that your city government tells us what's going on in the government, and then we wouldn't have to file these Freedom of Information Act requests. How about trying that instead? Because if you don't and you get sued, that's on you, girl. So you know what? Let's actually, I have one better for you. Keep fighting it. Let's take all the settlements that from that, and let's take them out of your pay, because these aldermen, for a city that's supposedly in crisis, they make almost $45,000 a year for a part-time gig. Get the out of here. Then she makes fun of Colby for something. Okay. Then Tracy says some nice things. Okay. Colby says you better give the auditor all the information so they can actually do their jobs and tell us where the money is. But the city always lies about that. Rosa, okay. Shirley says, Shirley said that the city of Evanston had everything that we also have on Harvey's website. I'm like, I don't believe that.
Pictures of all the plastic bags.
Oh, I made it bigger. That's cool. I didn't even know I could do that. She says, we're doing our best. Why don't you run if you don't like it? We're going to bring back the majority of the staff in May. So we'll have to listen for that. Let's see. She said, well, no, we did not give anything to the auditors. It's just sometimes we can't find receipts. Like, give me a break, man. I'm going to turn this back around because I don't need this. Like, Shirley, listen to yourself. You've got to be kidding. You're a city government and you didn't give some receipts to the auditors because, oops, you couldn't find the receipt. Like, again, GTFO. Stop treating us like we're stupid, little, dumb, children that don't know anything. Ridiculous. And then she says, I'm all for unity. Call 210-5300 or email me if you want to talk. I'm going to do some afternoon teas. Like, who the heck cares, Shirley? So that is basically that, guys. Any comments, questions, concerns? Or that's it? Because that was long. I'm sorry. Questions, comments, concerns. Questions, comments, concerns. Hi, Mario. Where are you from, Mario? Tell us where you're from. How old are you? What brings you to the live? Got a whole bunch of people adding me tonight. Oh my goodness. Who's Tony singing and teaching? Oh, that's cool. No, that's a neat idea though. Okay, so he teaches English. I want to give English lessons too. So if anybody's interested in any English lessons, French lessons, or I can also teach voice lessons. Okay, well that's it, guys. Let's see, what's the next meeting here? I will say that this Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Flossmoor Station restaurant downtown Flossmoor, there's a green drinks meeting. It's like a local ecology group for the South Suburbs. They're talking about birding, if anyone's interested in that. Okay, that's about it. Oh, Harvey Housing Court is Wednesday at, I think it starts at 9 a.m. That's always a shit show. Okay. All right. I'm going to say goodbye to my YouTubers. Thank you so much. Merci, merci. Also, I've got to give myself some props because, I really have come such a long way in my public speaking and giving public comment. I feel so much more comfortable. I feel so much better dealing with people who constantly make fun of me and attack me. So it's good. Like, I've really, really grown a lot over the past year or two. So yay me. Yay. And I'm so happy to see more people coming and showing up and asking questions at meetings, in part because I do what I do. My role is to be a pioneer and to get out there and say things and ask good questions and put the information out there so that other people know that it's safe to do the same. Because remember, this is your government, Harvey. This is a new day. The Clark administration's done. we're not seeing people arrested, ticketed, and fined, and harassed on social media to the same extent that we were under Clark, okay? So it might only have been a few months, but it's a new day. We can't rest on our laurels. City elections are next year. Let's push these politicians in this administration to make as much progress for our city as possible. We need to save and rehab our old buildings. We need to support our local businesses. We need to stop all these excessive fines, fees, and harassment. And we need to start listening to the people. I mean, you know, what do people want? They want the city cleaned up. They want they want streets repaved, you know. They don't want what Mayor frickin' Clark did and ripped up our main street and all that. Did you go to Toastmasters ever? What's that? I was on the speech team, but I don't know what that is. When Mayor Clark ripped up our main street, 154th Street, and the brick that was over 100 years old that was holding the street up, tore it out. We still don't know what happened to it. I think that he sold it for cash, and that really grinds my gears. That's horrible. You know, this beautiful historic stuff. You know, towns pay primo millions of dollars for brand new brick that is nothing like the quality of the old brick, and Clark had it ripped out. I think that they took money from those grants to do that project because that street wasn't even in bad shape, and now the street's sinking because it took the damn brick out, replaced it with gravel and whatever else, and it doesn't even look good, and it's like brand new. Ooh, see that kind of stuff? No, ain't gonna happen anymore. So Harvey residents and whoever you are, wherever you live, use your voice. Do you want to be governed? Do you want your life controlled by idiots and cruel people? Then good. Then be quiet, play your video games, you know, drink, smoke, be distracted, and don't pay attention. But if you want a better life and a better world, start locally. Get involved with your city, library, park, schools. Don't sit there like a bump on a log. These things belong to you. They're your communities. If you want them better, you got to make some noise and meet other people and push for the change you want to see. That's my preaching. End of rant. Bonne nuit.